Hey everybody, Steve here at SSP. We're coming back at you with part 3 of our blog series on running a 40-yard dash for football players, all right? Football combines, football pro days, those things are happening right now. And we're just talking about a couple simple drills, a couple simple things to focus on getting more efficient at it. So, part 1, if you guys remember, was just working on your starting position, making sure it's maximal, making sure you're in a good position to drive out, and having a routine that you can go back to every single time to make sure you're in the right position. Then part 2 was talking about the first 10 to 15 yards, which we call our acceleration phase. And that's our ability to drive out of that starting position with maximal power, maximal force, and also taking as few steps as possible. Remember, the more steps I take, the slower this whole 40-yard dash is going to be. Less steps, as long as they're powerful steps and fast steps, less steps will equal more distance covered and a faster time overall. So just remember, acceleration phase, the posture was staying down, eyes down, driving out, legs pumping like pistons, and good aggressive arms. So once you've reached max speed, which is what happens at the end of acceleration phase, we now have to think about our focus changing a little bit, right? We're trying to get to max speed, but once we're there, it's about 10 to 15 yards, we need to now try to keep that max speed. And our posture and our body position is going to change somewhat. So should our mentality. Don't get me wrong, you're still running hard and aggressive, but we need to think about that. We generated max speed, now how do I keep it? The body and the body posture and my form is going to change a little bit and become more upright. So we're going to go over today just a couple simple examples, a couple simple drills that's going to help maximize that back half of that 40 and help you keep max speed all the way through that 40-yard dash. This is an absolute speed phase we're talking about, and our body position is going to change, like I said. We're going to go over that against the wall right now. So I'm going to bring in Dre. He's going to go ahead and just give me a wall posture hold. If you remember, last time we were into the wall, 45-degree lean, knee up. Okay, so the posture is going to change now. Dre's posture is going to be straight up versus leaning forward. Because keep in mind, he's already achieved max speed. He's trying to maximize it and keep it, okay? So, we look at his posture, straight line from head to toe. He's not leaning forward, he's upright. We just talked about it, right? Belly button sucked in tight, arm is up here, about cheek level. He's flexing here, just like we did at that acceleration phase. Biggest thing we're focusing on here is high knee. A lot of times guys have a hard time getting the knee up. They want to reach forward and overload their hamstring, and his toes up like so. And he's just going to hold this for 30 seconds to get stronger at this position. Go ahead and relax for a second, Dre. It's a tough position to hold. So now we're going to work on how the legs actually move. When we're doing acceleration, which was what we talked about last time, and we're driving out 10 to 15 yards, I want my legs to come up and drive back like pistons. That's to get to max speed. But he's already at max speed. So his legs can't act like that anymore because he's going to start slowing down. So he's going to try to keep it. So instead of pistons, we're going to think more like a cycle or like a clawing kind of an action with the leg. That's what I want to focus on to keep the max speed. So this next drill, we're calling a fast claw. We're going to need 2 goes to start with, and then we'll progress to doing it in 1 go. And I'll explain what we're talking about in a second here, okay? So Dre's going to bring that right knee back up, same position he just had. On the first go, he's going to bring the leg down into the ground. I want his foot to strike in front of him a little bit. So go ahead and bring it down, Dre. In front a little bit, because remember, he's up, he's at max speed. His foot needs to be in front. If it strikes back behind, he's going to start falling over again. I want to stay upright. So foot in front, everything but the heel touches the ground, and then I need him to quickly recover and get back to where he just was. So go ahead and recover for me real quick. Good, so as he recovers, I don't want to point the toe down. I don't want excessive butt kicking for that leg to come way back here, overload the hamstring. I want to try to get back up here as soon as he can. Let's do it one more time, Dre. Ready, and go. And now go. One more time, a little more cycle. Go. Go. One more time, a little more claw. Go. Good. One more time. Go. Go. And so relax real quick. So as his foot hits the ground, he's supposed to pull himself up and forward and back to that position. So once he did 2 goes, we're going to progress to 1 go. Now that claw, that foot should come all the way back to the back part of the down foot. So his foot hits here, it's going to cycle all the way back to here, and then quickly come back up, okay? So he's going to do it in 1 go. One of the biggest things I'm focusing on is how quickly he can get back to that high knee position. So go ahead and start tall for me, nice and straight through here, and go. And his foot, one more cycle. Go. Good, one more time, roll it back to this foot. Go. Good, just like that. Go. Good. Go. 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 Excellent, relax, straight. Perfect. So we see how foot strikes in front, it cycles all the way back, and comes back up. Now he's against the wall, he's not moving, so it's hard to get the concept of how this is going to help. But when that foot hits the ground and he cycles, it's going to be pulling himself forward, trying to keep the speed that he's generated through those piston-like action with the legs we talked about last week, okay? So we just did the drill against the wall. He held for 30 seconds. He did 2 goes where he came down, made sure his foot was in a good position, and then cycled. He gets that down, he does it in 1 go, right? So usually with this, so we don't gas somebody out, anywhere from about 6 to 8 reps on that, 1 set, do a second set if you feel like that they need it for technique purposes. So now we'll take Dre out to the field and we'll get him moving a little bit. Now, we're just gonna focus on a short distance out here in the field. If I wanted to put the whole thing together, we'd go back out to the field and have him run a full 40. Or just focus on the back half of it right now and how his legs cycle, how his legs move. So he's gonna start in line with this first cone right here. On my go, he'll go to the second cone, he'll go to the third cone, and then he's gonna stride it out. So from cone 1 to cone 2, I want him to cycle his legs like he did against the wall around his ankles only. So we're not working on high knees yet. He's simply working on keeping the toe up, coming around the ankle, landing in front, and pulling himself forward. When he hits the first cone, he'll do that same thing and go up around the knees, keeping the toes up and cycling forward, okay? So we're gonna move out here so we can see Dre. Camera's moving that way. Beautiful. All right, so on my go, Dre stays tall, he has good arms. He goes ankles to the first cone, knees to the next cone, and strides it out at the end of that. And now he's high knees, toes up, pulling himself forward. And now he strides. Good, camera back on me real quick. When he's striding it out, I want him to think about actually running upright second half of the 40. So he's gonna come back and do 1 more a little faster like that, okay? So Dre, bring it back forward now. He's gonna speed everything up because his technique was pretty good. Remember, the whole time, he's making sure he's never pointing his toes and he's never kicking way back here. 1 more time, Dre, just a little bit faster. Chest stays tall, toes up. High knees. Stride out, stride. Good, relax. If he's got to run somebody over down there, he'll do it, right? He'll bring it back. We're going to go 1 more drill. Now his technique's pretty good. I want to get him a jogging start or a running start so he can get to a higher speed when he starts going through that cycle. So Dre's going to walk around and go back to that wall. Only reason he's going back there is so he can get a jogging start, okay? Now real quick, he's going to go to this first cone. He's going to do that high knee cycle that he just did. He's now going to do that as fast as he possibly can. So from here to here, it's that high knee cycle. When he hits here, he'll stay upright, he'll hit the ground hard, and he's gonna run. He's gonna sprint. Not an acceleration sprint, absolute speed sprint. Remember, we're focusing on being upright. So he'll hit the ground as many times as he can, and then he will stride out aggressive out there, okay? Good arms, good knees, good toes, okay? Dre, when you're ready, go and get that running start for me. He's running. Now high knee, drive. Good, and bring it back, we'll do 1 more. And I'm gonna have him focus on getting his knees up just a little bit higher. One thing to focus on with arms, and we talked about it last week, is that arm focus isn't as aggressive, it's more an efficiency focus. So Dre should be pumping his arms, making sure he's driving back, not karate chopping. He'll focus on that now. So now a little faster, a little more knee drive, Dre. When you're ready, bring it forward. And now high knees. Stride. Good and relax, perfect. All right, so those are drills to just go ahead and work on. We're focusing on like a 25-yard distance of turf right here, which can help. If I need him on that full 40, I go out to the field and have him just go at it, right? But just this way we can work on pieces of this 40-yard dash and then eventually put them together and have us crush that time. All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time.